we may get called out on this, but we are trying a lot of Sam Adams stuff lately.
Well, that's true, but we're not trying the same thing over and over. At least Sam Adams
that
from
would
there.
be real boring for
well,
everybody.
But to be honest, I mean, they have this series where they try different styles and styles that you don't find all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I do like.
Yeah. So, because actually, I read about this style a few years ago in an Imbibe magazine, and
Imbibe,
I wrote it down.
Do you get that magazine?
I do.
Okay.
I subscribe to that, and it intrigued me, and I had actually written it down that I wanted to find one, and well, it took a little while, but eventually, I found one.
All right. So thanks to Sam Adams and their limited release series, we've got another different beer from this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beer that we are going to try today is the Verloren, which is the German word for lost. And it refers to the style of beer which is a Gose, Gose, which was a style that had sort of disappeared for a long time, and it was, I think, a German style from back in the 1600s.
Yeah, it's kind of a wheat beer derivative.
Yeah, but they actually use salt and lemon and some other different spices in this style of beer. And it was just, like I said, it was very intriguing to me because I know, like pretty much with anything, a little bit of salt, it makes the flavors pop usually. And so I kind of wanted to see what I thought about this. And the full disclosure, I have had a couple of these already, but I have wanted you to try. Well,
okay.
I found this.
Did you have this on draft somewhere?
No, I found this
though
like 3 months-ish ago. Or
I thought you could say 3 years ago. I'm like, I don't know if I want to try it.
And I actually went
Has
back
it been
down
cellared?
the next day because I was like, ooh, I want to try.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure I had a couple of these because, well, I probably shouldn't say that.
Wow, you've already got, that's a lot.
No, I've talked with you about it, though, I think.
I kind of remember. I just remember you saying you got one.
Okay.
But now this also does, you were talking about the spices. I was reading a little bit on their website, which that's what I do like about Sam Adams. They have a ton of information on their website.
There's a video.
It just takes about 5 hours to get into it because you have to type your birth date every time. But anyway, it's coriander is also one of the spices that they use in here. So yeah, no, I love the wheat beer style. Love when it's done right. So no, this sounds awesome. And the graphics on these are actually kind of cool too. I don't know. It's almost like the way they kind of point out things in the picture. It almost feels like I'm looking at some sort of old like science diagram. Yeah, like it's like
hieroglyphics.
Leonardo da Vinci when he does like the picture of the man in the circle and there's all these things pointing to it. That's for some reason what I feel
They're
like
pointing us in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully.
We hope. We recently had the Sati, which was it was the Norseman, the old Norseman or the Norseman. Norse. I can't remember which one it was.
It's right there.
One of those. There it is.
That one.
Yeah.
We had that one.
Yeah. And that one, was we liked it, but we were looking for more of the juniper.
More of the juniper. Yeah, that's what's kind of interesting. Sometimes when you're writing descriptions like that and you're talking about subtlety, sometimes as someone then reading it and reinterpreting, you're like, oh, it's going to be big with that. And it's like, well, no, we actually meant it was there, but not, Right. And there was a little bit of that, but at least not enough for my liking because I do like that flavor, and I think honestly, like if you did like some sort of juniper pale ale with the right kind of citrus hops and stuff like that with some juniper.
You and Jason?
No, I just literally right now just thought of that. That would be
you and
cool.
Jason.
We could.
So we got
cloudy.
Yeah, the cloudy.
As we would want.
Yeah.
If you're doing a wheat beer, it should be a little cloudy.
Orangey gold.
Yeah.
Color there. I had this, I think from a tulip glass. I used one of my
I could have busted those out. I do have some of those.
Oh,
okay.
I actually think this is in the drink database already, too.
Wow.
So hopefully you haven't.
We've even done drink database on this?
We have.
We're doing things in opposite order now.
I'm getting the malt, actually, in there.
My first thoughts were when I smelled it, I was getting like fruit, like peach, apricot, like light kind of fruits like that, then into some sort of peppery something, and then the malts. But now it's like almost like as your nose kind of gets used to those flavors, since they're the lighter ones, they kind of start drawing back, and then the more I sniff, the more I do get the malts. But at first, I was getting more of the floral kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a little like,
and those are still there.
Like when you're I don't make it, but when people make candy and they're bubbling the sugar, and it's going through those big bubble phases, and there's that aroma. For me, I'm getting that sort of a sweetness out of there too. Just that kind of.
I'd appreciate if you don't get too technical. The big bubble phase.
Can we big bubble?
Oh wait,
that is what it's called, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Actually, I think there
you
is.
could be right.
I think that actually might be called that. because it does.
We'll know at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
if you're correct. I'm sure
if not, we're going to call it that. Big bubble sweetness. Oh wait, that sounds like a Fat Albert character.
I was going to say that's Walter Payton's obese brother.
It's Big Bubble Sweetness.
Big Bubble Sweetness. It's very smooth, light lemon sour. That peppery note does kind of come through, which I like. Nice little spice blend. There's something in there. There's also definitely some of that classic like Belgian grapey kind of in there, intermingled in there. Like I said, definitely that is coming through, which I like because it adds like a little note of sweetness. Because it's not quite as I thought there was going to be a little bit more sweetness, and it's not. It's just kind of very nice, refreshing. The body's nice. It's not too heavy. Yeah, that's pretty good. Little dry now as we talk like at the end, but overall, like I said, very smooth and kind of like a lot of times it seems like from Sam Adams in general, it's like more in the aroma and a little bit less than in the taste. But this one not necessarily in a bad way. Like I like how this tastes, but definitely I was getting more excitement out of the aroma, and then all those fruit things that I was getting kind of turned into settled down a little bit into just one more kind of, combination or one
combo
more
flavor.
Well, yeah, one more combo flavor as opposed to those distinct things I was originally getting.
Yeah. This one, and it could just maybe, palate, maybe seasonally my palate is changing a little bit. This one is a little maltier than I remember it being.
Okay.
I'm not offended by the malt level in this, but I really don't remember. Well, no,
that would be funny.
We all know me.
I hate.
We all know.
Yeah, we do.
I am about, but and like I said, I did have a couple of these, and the first one I had really, and I don't know if it's because I was reading about the salt and I'd put it in my head, and I think it's even in the drink database where it was like a pretzel. It was kind of saltiness and some yeast and some bready qualities.
Maybe there's something at the bottom. I should have poured the whole thing.
But I don't know about that. But what I also liked about this, and I still do, is it has that sour finish. So taking me to like the one sour that we had from Russian River, the first one that was lemony.
Right.
But then that was super puckery, lemony, and delicious. That one. Yeah, that one was really more so. But at least this still has that, and so I like that it brings in that sour sort of component to this. Outside of it being a little maltier than I remember, and not having the salty quality, I like it because once again it's something different. I mean, I'm not reaching for this every night. And I kind of wanted to take a step back from it because before we did it again together, so it wasn't like, oh yeah, I said this yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I could sort of analyze it again, through somewhat fresher eyes and somewhat fresher palate. But I think it's an interesting style, and I'd like to see, because this says batch number 1, so I don't know, if they're doing other batches this year, or if they're going to do it seasonally, or how it's going to work. And maybe other breweries will attempt this style, so that'll be fun to see also that style.
Yeah, that would be always neat to compare, because obviously this is probably the first one I've ever had of this style. I don't know if anyone else, do you know of anyone else who's making this one? Or
not that, in fact,
I'm sure someone
even
must
say there that might be the only one, right?
Oh, wow.
In the United States. I think there are some breweries in
within a 50.
I'd have to reference it. We'll have to see that check out that article in Imbibe and see if they had any other places that were making it. But it was very intriguing, I thought. Yeah, no, I like it. It's like I said, it's very smooth. Like I said, I think just some of the depth in the actual taste is kind of lost from what I got in the aroma, but it's very nice. Like I said, I like it, and I was not ready for the grapiness. Like I said, that kind of classic Belgian flavor that we're familiar with, because I didn't get that in the aroma, so that was kind of a nice surprise in the taste. But no, I like it, and I like trying. Like I said, I like trying these just because they are doing something a little bit different. Right. All right. Well, yeah, I got nothing. Head on over to the website at AboutBeverages.com and check out the tasting notes for this limited release beer from Sam Adams. And it seems like even though they say limited release, I still think I can find almost all of these as they've been bringing them out. I've seen a lot of them, or quite a few of them. Yeah. So any of these are definitely, I think, worth a try. I said to give a shot to. Yes, please give it a shot. Dare you? And definitely, while you're at the website, head on over to the drink database where there may already be tasting notes for this. There are, but they won't be as detailed as these will be.
No, that's quite true. But what is in there is all the other things that we have tried. You know, when we're not podcasting, Keith usually kind of keeps up with putting some things in there. For me, you can always find myself, or now hopefully soon Keith, on Untapped. We are on there quite a bit under About Beverages. You can definitely become a friend of us on there and see what we're drinking, and we'll follow you and see what you're drinking.
Yes. And
subscribe to YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, wherever.
All the usual things.
Like I said before, yeah, all those things. We try and be in all those places, so you can contact us and let us know what we should be trying.
Yes.
But whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.